All right, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be all about peaks. So as you know, peaks is only a few days away. I've had a few of you comment on my videos and be curious about what I'll be consuming and what I'll be taking on the bike on the day. So through this video, we're going to break down one, what I'll be consuming on the day, and two, what I'll be taking in terms of cycling gear, in terms of camera gear and essentials that I might need in case anything goes wrong or just because I want to take it to be safe. Starting off, I just want to preface that I am by no means an expert in nutrition or in terms of what you should take on the bike and what you shouldn't take, how to fuel properly on the bike. I'm pretty awful at fueling on the bike, so take this with a grain of salt. Firstly, I'm going to explain what I'm taking on the bike on the day and camera gear plus essentials. So I'm going to be running a top tube bag. The top tube bag is going to have everything in it, such as my camera batteries, because I'm going to be running 2 camera batteries spare. Then I'm going to have the one in the camera as well. So we'll have 3 camera batteries in total. With the 3 camera batteries, I should get approximately 6 hours of film time in 4K. So I bought a 512 gigabyte SD card the other day specifically for peaks, and Jasper Tan from Singapore put me onto that, so shout out to him, and it's been a game changer, absolute game changer. I can now film on the camera for about a week before I have to offload everything onto the PC. So in this as well, I'm going to be running a TPU tube. I'm going to have 2 TPU tubes with me on the day. So I'll have one in here and then one probably in a saddlebag, but currently it is in just a little Ziploc bag here. And then I'll have obviously a Allen key and some tire levers here. Instead of canisters, I'm actually running a mini e-pump from Cyc Plus. So this has 4 pumps in it. So you get 4 full pumps, and it has saved me in quite a few instances. So I think this is better than canisters, where I've sometimes had a bit of a nightmare with canisters and it basically doesn't fill it up. At least I've got a couple goes here, and this should save me if anything goes wrong. Now, obviously, I want my headphones, my trusty headphones. These get me through the darkest times on the bike, and they're bone conduction headphones, which I grabbed off AliExpress. So they're quite cheap, but I can't honestly ride without these anymore. It's so much better when you're up a climb or riding by yourself and you've just got something kind of ticking over the legs, as you can do it to the beat of the music, or you're in the zone. And everyone has that one song or something that if they put on, they get a little bit of a kick, a confidence boost. And myself, when I'm really in a dark place, I like listening to rock music, so I'll probably have some rock music going, or even some funk music, as you've seen throughout my videos. Those are the kind of things I listen to on the bike when I'm in a bit of a dark place. I find they help me get through the toughest of times and can help me get PBs up climbs, even though on this day we should be taking it relatively easy majority of the way up the climb. And obviously another AliExpress special is my mouth mount. So this is what I use for descending footage and typically talking to the camera content as well. I find it a lot easier to hold the camera as opposed to if you're holding it, usually you've got your hand and a bit of arm in the footage, whereas this I can get out quite far and have a good sturdy balance. So this was off AliExpress as well. I think it's a GoPro kind of like surfing mouth mount. And obviously I'll be using the Osmo Action 5 Pro camera by DJI. I think that camera has been an absolute game changer for my content, and I've been able to film rides the entire way through, which allows me to do the data overlay, whereas before with the Action 2, I was very limited in what I could film, and I probably only got about 18 minutes of footage before the camera died, whereas now I can film for 2 hours in 4K, and the camera's still got a little bit of battery life left. With all that said and done, we will be moving on to nutrition. So nutrition, I've got some big map bottles here that I'm going to be running. I think they're just shy of 720 mils. So I'll run these 2 bottles, and I'll have one with carb mix and one with water. For the carb mix, what I'm going to be running is this carb mix by Bulk Nutrients. So it's called Carb Plus. So it has 45 grams of carbohydrates per serve, and there's 25 serves in the packet. Now, I picked this up the other day because Richard from CPCC put me onto it, and it was $17 for a kilo, which I thought was a great bang for your buck. Instead of buying something that's going to be a one-time use, I've now got this in the cupboard and I can use it multiple times whenever I go on a long ride. I tested it the other week on my gut and it felt great, so I'm mixing this with a little bit of Staminade.
Staminade restores your natural balance of fluids and vital body salts.
Because Richard said that basically if you have this by yourself, it's a bit bland. I'm going to do 4 scoops of this in my bottle, plus a scoop of Staminade, and then I'll do the same in one of these flasks. So you're looking at around 180 grams in your flask and 180 grams in your bottle. Now this obviously isn't a sponsored post, but Carb Plus from Bulk Nutrients tastes pretty good with the Staminade, and it's relatively cheap. So would suggest, and this is what I'll be running on the day, I'll have this in my bottle at the start and my flask, and then once we get dinner planes, I'll be doing the same thing. I'll probably have it either already in a bottle there, or I'll have it in a bag mix so I can just tip it straight into my bottle. So then the second half, after we've done the first section, I'll probably have 200 grams in the flask and then 200 grams in my bottle again, plus some other things that I'll be running on the day. So that's that. Another thing I'll be running is electrolytes from a brand called Driven Nutrition. So they sent me these a couple of weeks ago, and I take these every day, even if I'm not riding first thing in the morning. I will take these in the morning before peaks, and I'll have some in a sachet throughout the day as well, just to keep my electrolytes up. Probably my favorite flavor would be lemon and lime, but you can try it yourselves if you want to. Obviously through the day, I also will be consuming some gels. So I've got some more than 100 gels and some more than 100 caffeine gels here. So I'll have 3 of these and 3 of these before dinner planes. So there'll be 6 gels in total, and then I'll have 6 more gels after dinner planes. So I'll run cargo bibs with these. I'll have 6 gels in the morning and then 6 gels in the second half of the ride. So I feel like cargo bibs is essential on a ride like this. I didn't used to wear cargo bibs at all, and I'd always run either a top tube bag or have my back pockets like completely full. But since moving to cargo bibs, I'm like, this is a game changer, and they're so much better. Even you have your phone on one side and you have your gels on the other, you've just got so much more space in your back pockets, and especially with a camera and having your camera in the back pocket, your back pockets usually are quite saggy and are very, very heavy. So it's nice to have a change and not have everything in your back pockets. Last but not least, we'll also be having Pillar Performance. So this is the triple magnesium. I have this literally every night before bed. If I'm not riding, if I'm riding without fail, and I'll have this the night before peaks because I feel like it helps you get a better sleep, and it also recovers your body a bit better. So that is pretty much it. I do want to say that I am quite nervous for peaks, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go. Obviously, I'm not an expert on nutrition, and this is just what I'm thinking will work myself. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's too little. If you have any thoughts, any queries, or you could provide me some, nutritional advice yourselves, feel free to comment down below. I did watch Stephen Lane's video, and Stephen talked about what he was having and what he suggests. So there are a few things from his video that I've taken and put into my nutrition plan, such as like he suggested having some fruit bars. I'm considering just bringing along some banana bread or banana muffins for the day, so you can just break it up. So you're not consuming just liquid the whole day, and you've got actually something substantial. And then at dinner planes, if we have time and if I'm feeling up for it, I might have a quick bite, but I'm trying to limit my stops throughout the day. So obviously we'll stop at multiple places to fill up our waters, but I don't want to have, say, a half an hour stop. Your legs are going to get a bit stiff, and you don't really want to do that. I'd rather just keep pushing through, stop for a piss here and there, or fill up your water, but basically avoid stopping for long periods of time. I know a lot of you have commented and said, you can easily beat sub 10. And yeah, I probably agree. If I am just focusing on riding, I can beat sub 10 quite easily. Not to toot my own horn, but I also want to make a video of the day showcasing, other people on the ride and doing a vlog as such. So it's not really focused on trying to get a good time. I want to get under 10 hours, and I feel like that's a pretty achievable goal with what I want to do for the ride on the day. Then if other people want to come up to me on the climbs and say g'day, I welcome that fully, and you'll probably be included in the video if you stop by and say g'day. So I'm looking forward to getting as many people involved as I can and making an absolute banger of a video showcasing the event for Bicycle Network. Anyway, if I see you there on the day, please come up and say g'day. I'd love to talk to some of you, even though I'm an amateur cyclist myself, but it's been unreal all the support I've received up until this point throughout my YouTube journey, and I look forward to an awesome year with you guys and an awesome event. So I'll see some of you at Peaks. If you have any questions or queries, you can either send me a DM or you can just comment down below. Anyway, see you at Peaks, and thank you very much for watching, and have a cracking day on the bike.